spray girl out? We do not. Darn. I was hoping we did. Everything is going good here this morning. I'm just feeding Gray first. All right, everybody is out here waiting on me. They were all on the bench, but then Morris saw me getting food ready and he moved. Hi. Come on up. Come on up, guys. Here's your canned food. And here's a little extra treat. And here's some dry chow. Come on up. Morris is like, huh. This is called being ignored. We have to gravitate near the stripe. It's all about the stripe. Hi. All right, I think I got everything watered that I needed to water. It's not so bad when the mosquitoes aren't biting. It's in the 60s and I don't have to rush off anywhere. And I have to water in the morning here. Otherwise we get, if water gets on the leaves of stuff, we get that fuzzy mold, fungus stuff happening. So you can't water late in the day. You basically got to water in the morning. I'm just showing you that the oak leaf hydrangea hasn't been eaten by the deer and does look really pretty. And everything is doing well. I spent time, I threw sweet gum balls and I pulled little maple tree seedlings out of stuff and I pulled stilt grass. And you know, watering for me is about a lot more than watering. If I wasn't walking around the yard tidying and pulling stuff, you know, very frequently, moving from spot to spot, it would start to get overgrown pretty quick with undesirable things. Hi, Stripey. Hi, says, I got tired out watching you water everything, Mom. Walking all over the yard. I cleaned out the hummingbird feeder and filled the bird baths and fountains and yeah. You're such a good boy, buddy. Hi. Hi. I have a small boo-boo. The size of the Band-Aid is not commensurate with the size of the wound. And it wasn't a kitty cause thing. Hey, bud. Good boy. So when I came home yesterday afternoon, I saw a bluebird in the cul-de-sac. And I did see Mom at the bird bath yesterday. And I only had one hit on the bird feed, the green bird feeder down there. So they're still close by, but maybe not making quite as much use of the yard. But at least it wasn't horrible sad. I did, you know, see them, so. I am headed to Guardian Angel and Harris Teeter for some New York strip steaks. Or something at Guardian Angel I didn't buy yesterday that Dawn and I decided we want to buy. So I'm headed back. I'm going to take the Cybertruck today, baby. I'll set down my stuff and then I'll unplug. Marty's out here, but he's on his scratching post. I told Dawn we cannot move that back there because it's like Marty's favorite place. Alright, I put in work, which is Guardian Angel. It's more efficient to go there and then go to Harris Teeter. Not just because of refrigerator, but just, so that was nice. Like it's been happening for Dawn. It just come out and swung just right and didn't have to back itself up or retry again. Now remember, the Cybertruck does not have FSD 14.3 yet. We do have the spring update with Grok hay in it, so yeah, they got New York strip steaks on sale, so that's what we're gonna have for dinner. At the last minute I realized I wanted to go through the neighborhood and not down here to the stop sign, and I put on the turn signal and the car promptly failed to acknowledge the turn signal and turned it off. I really wish we could make reasonable changes. Now look, I understand if I put it on so late that the car said that's not a safe maneuver. I don't think I did, but I get that. But assuming it's a safe maneuver, why not just acknowledge that the driver put on the turn signal? Because I'm just not always remembering for, like, I want to go to Guardian Angel, that I need to look at the navigation screen and select the alternate route. But yet when I'm going past the neighborhood, I'm remembering that I want to go in the neighborhood, and I just can't, you know, I have a little more trouble in the Cybertruck with getting the camera to stay not too high, not too low, not too far left, not too far, you know, just a little more. All right, we are good to go, best as I could tell. The truck did make the turn fairly slowly, and I'm happy what it did with the pedestrian there. We were farther over, as far over in the lane and maybe infringing a little bit on no man's land as we could. There, we did see and acknowledge the person. Anyway, you know, when you pull out back there, you need to pull out like you mean it, and the truck didn't quite pull out like it meant it. So they're getting, they're painting the asphalt or putting down some sealant, and then new lines at the gas station there. I would say needed. that was a good idea. I am planning to go home and work out in the yard. I'll let you know what the temperature is in a bit. The truck says 72. I know when I got in the truck, it was really cold in here. I need my jacket. Just because it was sitting and the air inside the vehicle hadn't warmed up yet. The sun hadn't come around, it hadn't warmed up. But the low 70s sounds about right. But I've got some stuff to plant. I got 3 specific things I want to do that I think I can do in a reasonable amount of time without wearing myself out too bad. I would say I have 2 more days of today and another day of handling things that are in pots that need to be temporary planted or permanent planted. Decisions made. So maybe some more tomorrow, I don't know. I told Don if he had time, I want a little drip sprinkler system set up in the new retaining wall across the bridge, so I can just quick connect the hose up over there and water. And also weed eating up back behind the garage. You don't have to stop for the truck, the fire truck car. They did not have any lights on. That was a mistake, if you ask me. The person behind me probably thought I was an idiot. I mean, you know, clearly I would rather err on giving emergency vehicles the right of way than not. But I also don't want to be stopping for them when other traffic is not expecting me to stop for them. So I would say that was clearly a mistake in handling there. I probably should have took it out and provided feedback. I think the button that some people had for some period of time that let you provide feedback whenever you wanted to was a good idea. But I get it. I get it. If they get so much feedback that they can't do anything with it, that it's just a burdensome amount of data, then it's not doing anybody any good. And, you know, but there's also not enough feedback. So I don't know. Do you give everybody the chance to offer feedback, but really throw it away from the majority of the fleet because you have too much? And just really take feedback from the selected people that you trust to provide feedback, or I don't know. The problem that I have with that is, like, who in North Carolina in this area are they really paying attention to their feedback? I know, you know, dirty Tesla up in, Michigan, and you know, there's people out there, you know, whole Mars catalog, and there's people out there that you just know that they get the updates earlier than other people, and they probably are really paying attention to their experience. But who in North Carolina are they paying attention to? Who in Maine are they paying attention to? Who in Miami do they have? You know, it's like, I hope there's some distribution amongst the states. Clearly, I think Dawn and I should be on the list for North Carolina, okay? Because we have the number, I don't know where she thinks she's going, but that I took over. Car was getting into the left turn lane to take me where I'm going, and that is not where I'm going. I'm wondering if work is correct. You know, I'm still having a little bit of, yeah, I would say that work is not the right address. Work acts like it was the Walgreens over there. So the problem I'm having is that my key fob has all these great favorites and recents and stuff, but then when I'm in the Cybertruck or robot, it's using the phone. And it's not like I can tell Ruby, well, don't use the key fob, because Ruby doesn't use the phone. So I have these two profiles, but they're not the same profile. I was gonna park, you know, that Ford Ranger is really up far in their parking space, so I still think I can choose the spot I like. I'm still having a little bit of problems with the profile. It's not about the seats, it's about the where you're going. So anyway, Guardian Angel for work on my phone is not really Guardian Angel, and I need to fix it. And the car really didn't do anything wrong back there. The street address for work is not correct. I'll fix it now that I'm here. Yeah, I just set work to current location. It's probably not specifically Guardian Angel's address, but it's the address of one of these other excuse me, stores over here. They're always putting DVDs and CDs and records and stuff on sale. They get so many donations now. Michelle is very clear that she wants real DVDs and not to purchase streaming. She feels strongly that they alter the content from the original, and also that it can go away too easy. So I get it. Alright, I got the little flower hose sprinkler heads. It was a big enough box, just a penny on the ground. A big enough box, I carried it back to the truck. And I'm gonna walk through. I'm looking for a recliner or a love seat. I'm always looking for plant pots. You know, the stuff that comes in, it's nice, and then it is gone, baby. So you kind of got to be there. I did buy a couple of things inside the big store, and then I headed over to Harris Teeter. I'm fixing to go inside and get what I need. New York strip steaks and some other stuff. But when I turned right out of Guardian Angel on FSD, somebody turned left out of the empty lot next door, and the truck came nowhere near close to colliding with that vehicle, or that vehicle with us. But it was interesting how FSD handled that situation. Basically, two cars turning toward each other out of entrance exits onto Main Street there. So I'll probably insert that clip here just because it was kind of interesting to see. But FSD was all over it. It's a good thing, though, there wasn't anybody coming really fast when the truck pulled out, which FSD doesn't normally pull out onto Main Street in front of people, but not when they're, you know, close. It happens back at home by the church because of the hill, but not in general. But anyway, let me go get what I need. Well, I'm sure you guessed that I went into Dollar Tree also. It's kind of a laugh now, the prices in Dollar Tree. Everything used to be $1, and now, you know, everything is definitely not $1 anymore. I think people just keep on going because they have that perception in their head that everything's $1, even though it's not. We're going to hit the grate. Thank you, Case. You could have missed the grate if you'd wanted to. But yeah, I bought a few things. They had these iridescent pinwheels that I kind of liked, and I got some shepherd's hooks for hanging more danglies and solar lantern things in the yard. And seems like there was one other thing. Oh, one metal flower thing that was really pretty. So anyway, that was fun going in there, and I did get steaks, and I did get you know, some root beer Zevia and a couple other things I wanted from the Harris Teeter. So that was good too. It's going on 3 and I'm headed to the house. I sent Don a text message and said I got really heavy groceries. Meet me when I come in. Normally he meets me anyway, but he was pretty heads down today. We're leaving room here, and there is a car over to the side. We're just leaving room. So every time I've come home, I have been stopping under my profile lately because the truck obviously isn't going to go into the driveway. And a couple of times, this is I think the second time, I've let it do what it wanted to do, and it's trying to back me down the driveway. And just so you know, I was on FSD and it did say charger. So I really need to understand why for Dawn, the same vehicle, the same FSD, I set it to the address up there on the parking pad. So it's not like it's a pin down here or something that I'm in Ford, sorry. You know, that it wants to back me down, or it doesn't seem to know where the house is, or why will it not take the driveway straight? It's the same, it's seemingly the same address. So, my friend Michelle in Colorado and I were having this conversation yesterday. Her Y is on 14.3 FSD, and all of a sudden yesterday it backed into her parking space at work, and it backed into her driveway at home, but it never backed in before. And it had been on F14.3 for a week. So I don't know. And I'm not on 14.3 in the Cybertruck, but the Cybertruck is trying to back me down the driveway and has been for a little while. So, you know, I don't know. But what I wanted to say was that, I see Don walking across the bridge. I can't talk too long. He's going to help me with the groceries. But I think we all think the car is, we're hoping for consistency. This is my home. This is my normal parking spot. This is my charger. Come in the same way every time and park. And obviously it's not being very consistent. And then, you know, on top of that, it seems like real time it's sort of deciding what it's going to do. And it gets to make up its own mind because it's artificial intelligence. I don't know. That's seeming to me more like what it is. But as humans, we want it to consistently park in our spot, in the place that we designate, in the direction so that the charger that we know where it is works with the car, that kind of stuff. So anyway, I wonder if Don being out here means that he has stopped working for the day. It's possible. Anyway, I'm now not on FSD. I'll let us unload over here, and then one of us will back Don the truck back into the space.
So I'm parked. Well, Marianne's parked here up by the boardwalk, and I just got in the Cybertruck, and I did all the things, fastened my seatbelt, which might have been the difference. And I'm telling it to go to charger, which is like 50 feet behind us. So I'm going to hit self-driving. Let's see what it does. It looks like it's going to do it. Now I removed that white thing. The black thing is still there. black landscaping fabric. All right, so this is as far as it got. This is not what I call the ideal parking place. This is not bad. It's also not what I call straight, which is a little unusual. It's the first time I've seen it curve like that. You can actually see the wheels are showing that they're curved. So anyway, I'm gonna back it up a little bit, and I'm going to back it up a little bit and see if it'll. That's probably good enough right there. And I'm reasonably straight now. So we keep learning, hopefully here, not too long, it'll park like it lives here. Anyway.
Well, the first thing I did was get the second tea olive planted over here. The other day I ran out of light and I didn't get it in the ground. I needed to mix more perlite, mulch, peat to mix in the hole. But anyway, it's here now. Got mulch around it, been watered in. You can see how nice a job Don did yesterday with the weed eater, trying to tame things here along the property line. And here's the other one that I planted. This one's been in the ground for about 10 days, but we just mulched it and I watered it a little bit again. Now I'm gonna go install one of my big pots while Don is working on sprinkler and mister, dripper line, whatever you want to call these little things. Watering ease with quick connects to make things for me and Sam when he watches the house go easier. He's going to put the flower that I got today at Guardian Angel here where the canna lilies are, and then he's going to install another sprinkler thing down in that retaining wall like he did in this retaining wall. Well, I've got my stone leveled. I don't know. There's farther distance between this one and that one than the other two. So maybe there'll be one that ends up right there in the middle at some point, but not today. As soon as it settles a bit, I will really drop the plant into the pot. But for now, that's good. Don did get the flower sprinkler installed in here. You can see the yellow one there. And he's finishing up down here with the sprinkler and the retaining wall. Did it go good down here? Oh, I see you did a ring around the pot. Pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that was really hard.
It was?
Yeah, well, it was. Let me go get my other hose.
Well, that's going to work nicely.
Yeah. I put a drip here. That's a drip.
Which I could take out if I wanted.
Yeah, you could just
yeah.
Do that.
Gotcha.
And
sorry.
So it's a ring, so it goes both ways.
Yep.
And I got the little red knobs, you can turn them.
Right, so that it goes only out and not in or whatever.
Right. Well, it restricts the flow.
Gotcha.
In other words, you can adjust each one of them.
Well, tomorrow morning we can come out and turn it on, and
right,
you can adjust it in the morning. I don't want to get it wet tonight, yeah, and I did water the plants this morning, so they're not.
I think. Yeah, this is close enough that you could manipulate this right here to
yeah.
watch that, because you know, that's going to have to get turned on and off so that
Yep.
the water doesn't go down the hose.
Yep.
Whenever it's not plugged in.
Well, I think this will work nicely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Let me go get that other hose so I can put that in on.
Don's going to make a nice circle over there like he's got down below because I liked it that much. And you can't beat the weather out here. So I am going to go ahead and put this pot here. And you can see why I like the slate stone instead of the gray, although I have to tell you it looks better in person than it does on the video there. But they both have a blue tinge to them, and I just really like that. I cleaned the pine straw out of the bluebird box. Hopefully they'll come back and build another nest and have another brood this summer.